don't know where to look. Hello, lovelies. It's Vivi today, and let me get out of the sun. So I'm walking down West 7th Street because we're waiting for one of our favorite restaurants to open. It's over there on the corner. It's called Terra. So West 7th is one of the cool neighborhoods that we have in Fort Worth. And so my voice is a little croaky, so I think it sounds sexy. What do you think? Anyway, so we've got a couple of minutes before the restaurant opens, and I wanted to tell you about, push this. Okay, the gimbal takes over when I push that little box, but it's only focused on my lips. I should not try to experiment while I'm actually on. I should do that before, don't you think? Ooh, I can lock this and then make it brighter. Wow. Ah, that looks better. Cool. Okay, so what you're seeing is a little bit of West 7th in Fort Worth neighborhood. And they have really cool lights at Christmas, and they have songs, and sometimes they have live music out here. So lots of shopping, which I don't do, but lots of eating too, which I love to do. So I'm gonna sit down for a second. So this workshop that I'm having is on Sunday or Saturday. It's Saturday at 2 o'clock. It's gonna be about an hour. I'm gonna do some teaching, and then I'll do some coaching afterwards. The title is Becoming. And what I want to do right now is just talk a little bit about the difference between becoming and just straight up change. So becoming is an actual transformation. Becoming is, imagine a seed. So you have a seed, and there's this potential in the seed, but the seed's not gonna do anything. It's gonna stay dormant until you plant it, until you nurture it, until you put it in its proper soil. The interesting thing is, when we were in El Paso, the desert was a lot like this. It would literally transform after a rain. You didn't know that there were all these things under the earth that were just waiting for some water to nurture them. And then they would be there, and there would be all these flowers and animals and all kinds of neat things. Becoming is exactly like that. It's a transformation. You have a potential inside of you, deep within, that is waiting for the right space, for the right soil in order to grow. Now, the hard thing about transformation is that you don't remain the seed. The seed breaks apart to let the plant come through. That's the first part that's hard, right? You have to let go of your old way of being, which is super scary. I call it being in the mystery, in the darkness, before you see the light. Because it's hard not to be where you were and not to know where you're going as a human being. We want to see what's right ahead of us. But like any stairwell that goes all the way up, when you can't see the end, you just take that next step. And that's, in a nutshell, the work that I do with all of the lovely humans that I work with. And I do love you all. I do. We work together to sort of clear up the mess so that you know what the right next step is for you. And that's a huge deal, because you feel confident, you feel secure, and there's some clarity when it feels really messy. So the first part of the seed is putting it in the soil, the seed breaking apart, changing into the plant. And then here's the fun part, and this is sort of a different sense of time than our world looks at time, because time, according to the clock, is 24 hours, is 48 hours, is a week, is a month, is a year. Your transformation takes as long as it takes. The thing about transformation, like the seed, is that it's under the ground. You don't see it until it starts to poke through. So you don't want to dig up the seed to see if it's growing. You want to have patience, which is super hard. Again, this is all hard work, never easy. So you wait patiently for the seed to bring forth the plant, and then to form its roots, which is the most important part, and then grow. So the very last part is that part that is seen by the world. And by the time you're there, you've let go of your old identity and you're in your new identity. And your new identity doesn't have to be completely drastic. Mine changed from this sort of driven, like getting the next achievement, focused on outward ribbons, medals, to someone who really, and if you know me, this is true, I kind of go with the flow. I feel very much at peace and happy. And the thing is that nothing, and this is what I love about this kind of work, there was no chaos and carnage left in my wake. I did not sacrifice or step on my values. I work through it aligned with my values. And for me, that was super important. And I know that for the women that I work with, that's also super important for them too. Because you can break down the walls, light a fire and then cross the bridge, but that's just not my way. That's your way, that you're probably not working with me. So patience, deep time, lots of internal work for transformation, because like the seed, you turn into a plant. It's a complete becoming. Now change is different, because change is just some new beginning. Change is the new year. Change is putting on a new set of clothes. Change is, fixing my hair differently, wearing different makeup. It's an outside sort of layer that doesn't hit at the center, at your heart. So if that makes you curious, then join me on Sunday at 2 o'clock. I'll post the link in the comments, and we'll talk a little bit more about becoming and how you can help yourself through your own becoming. Because I'll tell you that for me, my becoming took about 7 years, and it was super scary. And if there was someone in my life or that I knew of that could have told me the steps that I was going to take, even if they were vague, it would have been really helpful. So it's been kind of a pain in the patootie to look back and see someone giving me a general roadmap. Now, everyone's path is different. There's no one that can tell you how it's going to happen for you. And if they do, don't believe them. Like, don't even believe me. Only trust what you experience, and what you are learning, and what you like. This is about trusting yourself. It's not about trusting anyone else or listening to anyone else's rules or following anyone else's instructions. This is about unfolding your own path. And that's also another way that transformation is distinct from change. So it is 4 minutes until 5 o'clock, and my restaurant is opening, so that means that my food is going to be available. It has been wonderful to be with you, even though it's kind of chilly. But it is February and it's 60 degrees, so I'm not going to complain. I'm not complaining. And if Kat or Cage or on the other end, I want to wave hello and say hi and thank you for watching. And all my other lovelies, I'll mention you by name, like Paula and Tracy and Kathy and everyone else that I know is there. So join me on Sunday. If you can't join me on Sunday, do your thing and watch the replay. If you're interested in talking about becoming and what transformation is and how it's different than change, then that's what I'm going to be jamming about for about an hour. All right, we'll see you soon. Bye. Sorry. Okay, it did not turn off. What do I do now? I don't know how to turn you off. I push this button? Yes. All right. I figured out how to stop it. I'm going to stop it now.